We're going to solve and graph an intersection. And notice, there's no words here. We've got -2 is less than or equal to x minus 3 and is less than 4. So we're going to rewrite this using the word and, because whenever there's no words, we're going to use the word and. So if we look here, we've got our first inequality. -2 is less than or equal to x minus 3. Then I'm going to write the word and. And then I'm going to get my second inequality, which is just the second half. X minus 3 is less than 4. Now let's go through and solve each of these. Pretty straightforward. We get 1 is less than or equal to x, but we know we always have to rewrite it with the variable on the left side. And when I flip the whole thing around, the sign flips as well. X is greater than or equal to 1. And then I'm going to solve the other one. Add 3 to each side. X is less than 7. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph the first two. And whenever you need to do this, you need to make 3 different graphs. One for your first answer, one for your second answer, and then one for your final answer. So for my first one, I've got x is greater than or equal to 1. That's pretty easy. Just a closed circle going to the right. Second one, I have x is less than or equal to or less than 7. So it's an open circle going to the left. Now for my answer, what I'm looking for is where both things are graphed on each graph. So if I move them together down here in my answer, you can see that it's obviously going to be between 1 and 7. That's where both lines are, between 1 and 7. So now the only thing I need to think of is what kind of circle am I going to have at each end? What kind of dot am I going to have at each end? Well, at 1 I had a closed circle and a line, so I'm going to put a closed circle there. At 7 I had a closed circle and an open circle, so it's not on both graphs because the open circle means it's not there, which means I have to have a closed circle there as well. And this is actually technically what your answer is, this graph. It goes from 1 up until 7, but 7 is not included. So what are some possible answers? Well, x could be 2, x could be 5, x could be 1, but x could not be 7. It can be anything from 1 up till 7, but not including 7.